Looks like you're all set.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. Now going to call to order the February 9th, 2021 Special Town Board meeting. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Delarada.
Present.
Councilwoman Jakewith.
Here.
Councilwoman McGraw.
Here.
Councilman McPartlin.
Here.
Supervisor Syed.
Here. If you'd all join me in rising for the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm going to swap out my photo for the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I think I'm back. All right. So all we have in the agenda for our special meeting are our 4 public hearings. So I'm going to ask the town clerk to now call for the first public hearing.
A public hearing regarding the amendment of Chapter 139 of the Town Code of the Town of Niskayuna entitled Property Maintenance, adding an additional article to Chapter 139 to provide for a local ordinance pertaining to vacant building registration.
Thank you. The first public hearing is now open. We did not receive any letters submitted by email for the first public hearing. So if there is a member of the general public who has joined us this evening who wishes to be heard, you can speak now. And lastly, if anyone would like to speak during the first public hearing, you can do so now. Okay, seeing no one willing to speak for the first public hearing, I'm going to close the first public hearing. I'm going to ask the town clerk to now call for the second public hearing.
A public hearing regarding the joint increase in improvements for the facilities of Consolidated Sewer District Number 6.
Thank you. The second public hearing is now open. I did not receive any emailed letters pertaining to the second public hearing, but if any member of the general public has joined us this evening who wishes to be heard, you can speak now. And lastly, anyone who wishes to speak during the second public hearing, you can do so now. Seeing no one willing to speak, I'm going to close the second public hearing. I'm going to ask the town clerk to now call for the third public hearing.
A public hearing regarding the joint increase in improvements of facilities of Consolidated Water District Number 1.
Thank you. The third public hearing is now open. I did not receive any emailed letters for the third public hearing. If there's a member of the general public who has joined us this evening who'd like to speak during the third public hearing, you can do so now. If there's any member of the general public who would like to speak during the third public hearing, you can do so now. Seeing no one willing to speak for the third public hearing, I'm now going to close it. And I'm going to ask the town clerk to now call for the fourth and last public hearing.
A public hearing regarding the joint increase in improvements of facilities of Consolidated Water District Number 1, Consolidated Sewer District Number 1, and Consolidated Sewer District Number 6.
Thank you. The fourth public hearing is now open. I did not receive any emailed letters pertaining to the fourth public hearing, but if there's a member of the general public who would like to speak during the fourth public hearing, you can do so now. And last call, if there's anyone who wishes to speak on the fourth public hearing, you can do so now. Seeing no one willing to speak during the fourth public hearing, I'm now going to close the fourth public hearing. That concludes all the business that we have for the special town board meeting. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Do I have a second on that motion?
I'll second.
Thank you very much. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, our special town board meeting is now adjourned. I'm going to call to order our February 9, 2021 agenda meeting. We're going to begin with Finance and General Government Committee items, and I will ask Ismet Alam, our comptroller, to present those items.
Thank you, Supervisor. Number 1 is a resolution making certain budgetary modifications. Second, a resolution approving an independent contractor agreement for a grant writer. Third, a resolution calling for public hearing regarding police reform pursuant to the governor's executive order. Fourth, a resolution calling for a public hearing regarding the approval of an emergency management plan pursuant to the governor's executive order. Fifth, a resolution approving the hiring of a health insurance broker of record. Sixth, a resolution approving an independent contractor agreement for an IT consultant. And the last one is a resolution appointing a full-time court clerk. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions on those items? Okay, we're going to move on to Highway Parks and Recreation Committee items.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Bill.
About the full-time clerk in the court. Is it their intention just to be having that one-time full-time clerk? Are they going to be trying to fill the part-time position? I know the court has been closed. Are they going to wait until the court reopens? Was there any discussion about that?
Yes. So there was a discussion. They are not going to backfill that part-time position.
Thank you.
Yes, exactly for the reason that you stated, Bill.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, we're going to move on to Highway Parks and Recreation Committee items. We're going to start with Ray Smith.
Yeah, number 7 is a resolution to appoint, it's actually 2 grounds workers in the Parks Department. These are vacancies left over from last year.
Thank you. And I don't know if Lori Peretti is on the line to present the next 2 items. Rosemary, if you could do that, that'd be great.
Yeah, she's not. So the number 9 and the most up-to-date agenda is a resolution authorizing a licensing agreement with Firestorm Soccer. And I am working with Elena Finnan on that. And number 10 is a resolution authorizing a licensing agreement with the Lacrosse Club. Also, Elena is working on that, and they are looking to have a weekend or possibly a number of weekends to host a tournament. So we're working through that and hope to have that for the end of the month.
Great, thank you. Are there any questions on those items? Okay, we're going to move on to Economic Development, Historic Preservation, and Environmental Conservation Committee items. I'm going to ask Laura Robertson, our town planner, to present those.
I am not actually sure I have the most up-to-date one, which I apologize for. But so I have my first one agenda item as, oops, I was just going to see if I could download it from the website, but I did not do it quickly enough. A resolution,
read them off?
a local law.
Read them off and you want to comment on them?
It's either way is fine. I've got it up now. I didn't have number 10 on mine that Rosemary just read. Sorry. So I have a resolution enacting a local law for vacant home registration. And that's what you guys just held the public hearing on, and that is in kind of incentives to turn the zombie homes over in the town of Niskuna more quickly by requiring them to register and pay fees for being vacant. I think we just want to make clear that this does not apply to snowbird homes. They're not considered vacant. The property has to be abandoned and not being used, not being taken care of for a period of time in perpetuity. So that's not going to affect people who, live part of the year in different homes. These are for homes that are abandoned, and we really want to be able to incentivize people to turn them over to banks, to house flippers, so that they're not blighting the neighborhood anymore, and they're making they can, get some love and then turn back into the beautiful homes that we have in the town of Niskuna. Any questions on that one? I have number 11, or well, 12, as a resolution authorizing the youth representative appointments to the town advisory committees. We got, I think, good turnout. It was really hard for the boards to choose between the students. They all had pretty good applications, and we appreciate everybody who applied. They all looked great. You couldn't have gone wrong, but the board did have to make some tough choices and put forth their nominees. And so we're reaching out, and we'll have a nominee for Conservation Advisory Council, Climate Smart Task Force, Complete Streets, and Tree Council at the end of February. The next resolution I have is a resolution to amend certain planning department fees. That one's still tentative, but I realize that it's very timely, so I'm going to do my best. And that's just, we updated the building department fees to be more in concert with, you know, what the other communities are around us. And we haven't done that yet with the planning department side. A lot of these fees haven't been touched in, 10, 15 years. So I'm trying to make them better. And then the last one that I have is a resolution appointing individuals to the following advisory boards: the CAC, Tree Council, and Complete Streets. We put a email blast out to residents asking for people who are interested to send resumes. We did receive some. Thank you to everybody who sent them. We still have space for members for our Climate Smart Community Task Force. So if anybody's out there watching, please send in a resume if you would like to be part of our Clean Energy Community Climate Smart Task Force. Trying to make Niskayuna more environmentally sound and reduce our greenhouse gas footprint and all of those things. And then we also have space on our architectural review board still. So we'll send out emails more to see if we can gather some more people. But we do also have resumes for the end of the month to fill some of those vacancies. So that's what that one is. And then maybe this is on you guys' one. From economic development, I also had a resolution setting TDE rates. So that's just our standard when we have to hire out a town designated engineer. We need to have the rates set forth by resolution to hire these guys. And so I've put out an email to all, and I'll have all the rates by the end of February.
That's not
Thank you,
on here,
Laura.
but thank you, Laura. You did talk about it in committee.
Yeah.
And Matt will help you with that?
Yeah. Yep.
I think that was 12, a resolution setting town designated engineering rates. I think that was the latest iteration that we got today. So I have it. Any questions on those items before we move on? Okay, we're now going to move on to Public Works Committee items. I'm going to ask Matt Yetto, our Superintendent of Water, Sewer, and Engineering, to present those items.
Okay, number 16 is a resolution that would approve our third quarter corporate utility reconciliation for 2020. It's pretty standard. We have the numbers, we've checked them over, and everything should be ready for that one. 17 is similar. It's the resolution approving the fourth quarter corporate utility warrant for 2020. Chris and Kathy has looked at that, and everything looks good. 18, the resolution to enter into a contract with ESG. I don't know if Paul has any more to add on this.
I do not.
Okay, so basically it's a contract that would allow us to resume working with ESG to acquire high strength waste for our wastewater treatment plant, and also for them to provide some technical assistance to the town as we ramp up our high strength waste beneficial reuse at the plant. 19 is a resolution to enter into a contract with a independent contractor. This was mentioned at the Finance Committee meeting. Tim Nagel, our Chief Water Plant Operator, is retiring. We just want to have a way to be able to bring him back as needed to provide some technical assistance for the crew left behind, and just to get all those years of knowledge out of Tim. And he's been kind enough to agree to working with us. 20 is a resolution approving a new thing, a one-day pass at our transfer station. We have had 3-day passes. We've had the annual pass, but we think to add some more flexibility and maybe get some more users at the facility, we want to change the plan down there, and this would set a fee for that. I think we're looking at $20 for 1 day. They would also have to purchase a punch card as well as part of that. 21 is a resolution that would call for the public hearing that would allow us to change the town code to add that option of a 1 day permit for the transfer station. 22 is a resolution approving the bonding that was mentioned earlier. The special meeting for in this case, this is for Sewer District 6. This would be for the pump station improvements. 23 would be a similar resolution for bonding having to do with Water District 1, primarily water main replacement, and also equipment at the water plant. 24 would be a resolution for a pickup truck that would be shared. It's for the bonding for that pickup truck that would be shared by the water, sewer 1, sewer 6, and water 1. That's all I have.
Great, thank you. Are there any questions on those items? Okay, we're going to move on to Police and Public Safety Committee items. I'm going to ask Mike Stevens, our Deputy Chief of Police, to present those items.
Thank you, Supervisor. We have two quick ones. The first is we have 2 surplus vehicles from last year's vehicle purchase. It's a 17 Ford and a 16 Chevy that we're looking to surplus and sell so we can get the the money back for that. And then 26 is just the permanent appointment of a patrol officer who's been with us for 18 months, Mario Calera. In my opinion, he's been a good benefit for the police department. Positive attitude, works hard, currently assigned to midnights. So we're just trying to get him permanent. We definitely like to keep him.
Great, thank you. Are there any questions on those items? Okay. Is there anyone who wishes to make a motion for executive session? I see that it's noted here on our agenda. Okay. All right, well, I'm going to make a motion to adjourn. If I could have a second on that motion.
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are adjourned for the evening. Everybody have a wonderful night.
Good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Everyone, thank you.
Good night. Good night, everyone.